Right, hello again. This is Dread Mechanic. This is part 9 of my RTX-440 mobile suit build stream. For the last few episodes, we have been building this gun tank. Slowly, bit by bit by bit, and it's been getting better and better with each session. It uses some tank track mods to give it the cool tank tracks. It can drive forward and backward, even though it has a load of subgrids, using vanilla means rather than scripts. It can transform between the two different modes you can see in the reference pictures on the side. And I have more or less finished off making the AI systems, which we did in the last episode. So now this big old boy has a couple of different function buttons on the back of it. It has a transform button, which I need to change the name of so it just says transform. And that makes it switch between the tank mode, baited. You can't control any of the, you can't select any of the other control options. That's a little fail-safe to stop it doing weird stuff. But if it is in tank mode, you see all these buttons come back to life. And if we flick the one on the left, that turns on guard mode. Which activates the wheels, the drive mode systems. And my internet is crapping out for some reason. Come on, internet, sort your life out. What are you doing? Are you gonna sort your life out? No data. YouTube, sort your shit out, please. Steam, are you doing things in the background? You have a lovely habit of doing things in the background when I'm trying to do stuff. No, you're not. Right. Is this connection a bit more stable now? Anyway, like I was saying, when guard mode is activated, he will drive around, and he will drive around me, and he will follow me, and he will circle me, and if I get in his way, he will stop, and he will reverse. And if he gets too far away again, he'll start driving forwards again. Oh look, my connection is excellent again. Thank you, YouTube. Yeah, so that way he has a sort of anti-crash system. If I run over here, he will turn and he will follow. We run around the back and try and catch up. Turn off guard mode. And my internet signal is bouncing all over the place. What are you doing? Please just stabilize. Please. It's a nice sunny Monday afternoon. There should be no reason for my internet to be this bad at this time of day. Anyway, as I was continuing to say, that's guard mode. You can follow us round. I still need to figure out a way of making this guy stop and not roll 400 yards when I turn him off. But for now, we can also click the other button on the other side and he will jump into patrol mode. And in patrol mode, all of his weapons activate and turn on. And he will start following a set route. Of course, his wheels have just turned off. Why have his wheels turned off? And the way that I drifted in and out of his sensors. But either way, there you go. He is now driving. He's following his little patrol route. And he's actually, because he has wheels rather than legs, he follows his path in a lot more stable way. There's no jerking left to right like the walkers do. So he's really good at hitting his waypoints. And with all the gyros I've stuffed into the base unit, which is controlling all of the movement of this mech, he's actually pretty good at turning. Because currently I can't think of a way to get the AI to control the manual turning systems that I've made. Because through lots of testing, trying to get AI to control movement things using event blocks that are triggered by thrusters doesn't achieve the results you'd hope it would. Because the AI doesn't do well, the AI doesn't control thrusters the way that a human being would. Like, if you were to fly a ship, you would just hold down forwards, and you would hit left and right, as and when, and if you get too fast, you would let go of forwards, or you would hit reverse. The way the AI blocks use thrusters is they do lots and lots of short little stabs to precisely control movement. And what that ends up doing is, it's like somebody tapping the input key over and over and over and over and over again in sharp succession. And when you've got a complicated walk cycle tied to it, all it does is make the legs freak out and rock back and forth and go into walk mode, out of walk mode, reset, start, and it doesn't walk anywhere. And it's the same problem. It'd probably be the same problem if I tried to get the AI to use the drive and turn thrusters. But we can experiment with that. So I'm going to stick patrol mode on. Now, patrol mode, the thrusters for this are oh, there aren't any thrusters for the patrol mode. It's entirely using the sensors and the AI blocks. So if we turn the control system on, which is all of our thrusters, all this stuff, all the drive thrusters. Oh, but yeah, but they are all on a different grid, so it wouldn't make a difference. Control systems off again. Yeah, it wouldn't make a difference. If I wanted the AI to control the thruster movement, all that would end up happening is it'd do a lot of left, right, and you'd end up seeing the wheels looking like that as it's trying to fine-tune its position. And you'd get a lot of that as it's trying to adjust its left and right settings, because that's me hammering the left and right keys with my manual control setup. If I do that, it wiggles the torso around. So the torso absolutely needs a locking mechanism as well. So you see, if I turn it on, it activates. I turn it off, it resets. But because of the way, because of the amount of force I have to have on the torso rotor to make it move without being too much, little wiggles like that offset that rotor a bit and make it off center. So we could do with a lock for this rotor. And to build one, yeah, so we've got, that's the lock light for that cannon. That right there. That right there. Also lock light. Oh yeah, that's for the hinge. There's yeah, that's the lock light for the hinges. So I could do with having another lock light for the torso rotor, because they are not all going to lock at the same time because of the way the sequence works. So what I could really do with is moving that light, putting it somewhere else. I'm thinking I might stick a pair of lights up here somewhere and set into there. Either way, I want a pair of lights somewhere visible, easily visible from third person position. Could put something there. I've got a bit of a theme running though with these inset lights. So Decisions, decisions. That up. Perhaps not. Right, can you stop floating away, please? Auto dampeners, stop it. What if we... Oh, what the fucking hell is going on with my goddamn signal? No data. Sort your life out, please, YouTube. What are you doing? Error. YouTube is not getting enough data. Sort your life out. There's nothing wrong. Everything's the same as it was yesterday. All the settings are identical. My connection speed is the same as it always is. What do you mean you're not receiving enough video? Right, well, according to my feed, everything's fine, so I'm not believing what OBS says in that corner. Anyway. Need somewhere I can stick a light. I'll put one there, and then shove one of them in the way. What's that like? That might look pretty good, but what's it like when it's folded up? Got to see those lights in the slightest, will I? No, because they'll be tucked away under there. Maybe not. I want to be able to see the lights. That's the whole point. Right. Yeah, put that back how it was. Maybe I will put it down here. What's that like when it folded up? Sits like that. Then we could we'll just pop that in the middle of there like that. And we could do that and that. No? Yeah, I reckon that'll be alright. So that is going to be copy settings, copy ball. Oh yeah, I forget that the tank tracks aren't actually a collidable model. They are purely visual, so yeah, you will still fall through them. Copy settings, paste, lock, light. It's also lock light. It's also hinge lock light, copy settings. Oh no, that's alright. torso. Oh, what am I doing? Paste. Torso. Rotor. Lock light. Might actually make that 0. Oh, I cannot make that any lower than 1. Fall off. 1. We can't change the fall off though, can't we? What's the fallout on 0 like? We have less than 1. We can't have less than 1. So I don't want that reflecting too far. Fall off. 0. 5. Offset. 0. Oh, that's actually what's causing the issue, not the fall off, it's the offset. So that's pushing the actual reflection of the light ½ meter away. I always forget about that. Default offset settings annoy me. That fall off can still be 1. There we go, so we've got a bit of a theme then with our lock lights. Right, so it's time for you to get deleted, little light. We're never really going to stay there all that time. We're always a bit of an experiment. And I might also need another event block, unless I've got a spare one, which I don't. Right, so we need to put another event block in here. Always more event blocks. Right. So do. That's that. Done. So many event blocks. So many event blocks. We might put some more in the front then, because why not? Yeah, why not? We'll put another pair of event blocks at the front, down there. So we are going to need more of them. And that can be controller torso rotor block. Already got the torso hinge lock in there, and right, so that's the actual lock, and that is the block on off. But that blocks hinge 1 and hinge 2. And that will be controlled by not light controllers. The torso hinge lock light, that's what's controls on. That's what is controlling that one. Right, so these things need naming as well, don't they? Torso hinge. Oh, actually, this is a cannon lock light, isn't it? Because it's technically the cannon lock. So, that doesn't matter. Lock light. We will call it torso rotor lock. The cannon lock is a different thing. Actually, well, that cannon hinge lock light, cannon hinge lock. Cannon rotor lock. Cannon rotor lock light. Right, the cannon rotor lock light controller will be a block on-off affair. Like, that's not a word. Cannon rotor lock light. And when the cannon rotor lock light is switched on and off, the cannon rotor lock switches on and off. So as we can see, it is currently on. Cannon rotor. We've got the controller, we've got that light, we've got that lock on. We turn that light off, that one down there. That turns off that rotor lock. We turn it back on, turns that rotor lock back on. So now, with the cannon system, we've got a way of locking that so we don't move about. So when the cannon turns on, we want the cannon lock light hinge and the rotor to turn off. So that will unlock the whole top half of the body. And then in the cannon reset system, when cannon reset, which one is that looking at? That's looking at the hinge, that's the wrong one. Yeah, right, so when that rotor gets to its where it's supposed to be, or that one, because they're both the same thing from opposite sides, they want to stop all that stop all that, reset all of that. Turn on that. And then the very last thing in that sequence that I would like it to do is lock the cannon rotor. And then that one is exactly the same. Oh no, it's that one. That's number one. That's yeah. So that is exactly the same in every way. And lock rotor on. So now, when we activate the cannon system, it turns that lock off. And we can move around. We can aim wherever we like. Well, within the parameters of our aiming radius. So yeah, we can do that. We can aim. We can move. And if we can move the gun all the way up there, over there. If we press the reset button, it does that. That light comes on. And the cannon light is now on, as we can see. And the cannon rotor is currently at 1 degree. And it is locked. Too bad. So we activate it again, pitch it all the way up and to the right. Should do the exact same thing when we deactivate it. There we go. It swings back into the centre, it locks. The cannon rotor is now at 369. So now that it's locking as well as reducing the velocity, those cannon resets, I can probably reduce them down a degree and make them land more on center, because they were set to -4 either side to account for the drift of the mass of that rotor as it stops applying force and the braking torque kicks in. But now that it locks as well, it's stopping a little more definitely, a little more quickly. So we set that to -3 instead. Reset. Oh god, I've just changed the wrong thing. No, that hinge wants to be -4. That cannon rotor, that's what wants to be different. That wants to be -3. And that wants to be 3. So, if we now activate it, reset it, I didn't do a damn thing because it's. I didn't do a damn thing then. Interesting. Control. Move. Reset. So it's bang on center when it activates and resets. It just drops that, nothing happens. Oh, yeah. Would do, because of the way the pattern works. Well, anyway. Alright, so cannon rotor is now sitting at 58. Really? That's one feather? Take that over there. Reset. Okay, now you're not doing anything at all. I've just broken something. Cannon, rotor, 358. Activate cannon, control, stuff all the way over there. I've broken something. Put that back to -4 then. Put that back to 4, how it was. Why is that no longer doing anything? Oh, have I completely messed up the cannon reset controller? That actually meant to be 4. I just messed it all up. Why was I doing anything? Right. Smack that. I'm going to reload that. And see why I've completely messed that up. Or how I've completely messed that up. Click on that one, see what that's like. Not sure what I've done there. It was all working fine. And then space engineers decided to start being space engineers. Come on, game. Okay. Back to where we were. Activate the cannon. Activate the cannon. Activate the cannon. Activate the cannon. Alright, that's working, but I've not set up the event controllers yet. Put that over there. I'm not quite sure what it was I screwed up, but it's also rotor reset. Well, it can be, as we discussed before, it can be cannon rotor lock. I'm in the floor. Cannon rotor lock light. Torso hinge lock light. Right. That should be fine. Let's try it again. Let's try not to break anything. So, cannon rotor lock controller. We'll try this again. It will be not block added removed. Block on off. Lock light. Cannon lock light. No. Torso rotor lock light. Cannon rotor lock light is the one. I'll eventually say the right thing. So the cannon rotor lock light is that. Cannon rotor lock and that needs to be on. That is on, and when I turn it off, that turns off. Turn that back on and off, on and off, and I can just about see it doing its thing. Right, do this again. Cannon on. Trigger now. Cannon lock rotor off. Cannon reset left and right. Done. Last thing. Cannon lock light rotor on. Done. And lock rotor light on. Right, so now when we activate cannon mode, it does that, and then it does that, and then it kicks in and locks again. Turns off. Down the button. We can control and move to the side. And interesting. So the cannon lock doesn't like working properly when it's all the way over there. Why is that? Why doesn't it break anything? It's just being stupid. Why's that not working? Because that was working fine yesterday. Right, that is that. On off, on off, on off. Canon reset button isn't even coming on. So, we put that over there for now. Turn that on. Turn that on. Move that all the way over there. Right, so that works when it's over there. Turn that on, move that all the way over there. And that's not even coming on. Right, we found another bug that I wasn't aware of. Move that all the way over there. It works properly that way around. And then that way around. That lifts up. It's not triggering anything. Oh. Right, so let's temporarily move cannon rotor from there so it's not detecting anything. If we run that again, turn it on. Over there. Reset. Then reset. Rotor. Let's put that back on there. And let's take that off there. So that's not detecting anything. We turn it all on. Turn that on. Pitch that all the way to the left. Does that. Turn that back on, pitch all the way to the right. Yes, it works fine. One direction. Not in the other. And reset. Add that back in. On. Fine. On. Pitch left. Not fine. Gating it won't help. That is a really, really strange one. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Yeah, and if I take that off there, turn it on, do that, it's just spazzing out, not doing anything. That over there, resets, and does that. Active, all the way over there, off, and it just does that. all the way over there. Push all the way over there. Fine, all the way over there. Fine, all the way over there. Do. So, why have you, Mr. Right Hand Side, suddenly started becoming an issue? Damn it. This was all working, and now it's not. Let's try a different experiment. Remind myself that's the broken one. So, if that's going to give me crap doing it like that, what if I offset them with the same functions on both sides of the switch? So, cannon rotor can also reset velocity there, and then cannon reset can stop there and turn off there. The cannon hinge can reverse there. Cannon reset controller C01 and turn on, and then finally the cannon rotor lock light can also turn on. Right, what happens now? We've got one controller doing both sides. It does weird stuff, that's what it does. Yeah, it seems to have the same issues, but it was working fine before. I'll take all of these back off again. Turn on, reset, turn on. Oop, wrong button. All the wrong buttons. All the wrong buttons all the time. Turn that on. Swing to the right. Turn it off. Hey. Really not sure what's going on with that. Control. Cannon. Control. Control. Control cannon. Right. That's one of the new ones I built. That's the broken one. Doesn't seem to be working. It seems to be causing me problems. Can't work out why. I think it's just the two sides fighting with each other, and I can't be arsed trying to figure out a way around both, so just smeg it. That is just controlling a lock light, so that can easily be changed. That one's that, that one's that, that one's that, that. They're the complementary ones. Because they were supposed to work together, but they don't. So let's change that to that. Change that to that. Turn that off. And that's just rotor lock on and off. Clock switched on and off. Lock light. Hang on. Cannon rotor lock light. Cannon rotor lock light. And then we'll just delete all of this because it's not really working as intended. Lock cannon rotor lock light. Can rotor lock and lock. Right, so now that's switched off, that's doing that. Unlock. Dun. That one. Pan rotor. That's switched off. That's switched on. That lock is currently on. Turn it off. That lock is off. Turn it on. That lock is back on. That one is off. That one's actually controlling it. So that can now be the rotor lock. That can just be spare event for now. And we'll just have to reduce that locking system down to the one, because apparently it's just not functioning as intended. Smeg it. It works, it works. It doesn't, but whatever. That all works, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so we can transform. Why aren't you doing anything? Oh, because I've moved the feckin' transform line, that's why. I changed the light. Those fucking things. Mech mode on. Assuming that is the also lock light turning off. Yeah. Well, that's I presume that's turning back on again. Also, lock lights on. Right, that should be alright. There we go, that's the one. And then that's... oh yeah. Tank mode on. Yeah. It's also lock light off. Right. Transform. There we go. Oh, for God's sake. And then rotor is currently locked, apparently. Even though that light is off, rotor. Cannon, why can't we just have an actual on-off switch for the rotor locks, please? That would be better. Oh, for God's sake. What is going on now? What have I messed up again? Cannon, rotor, lock, light. Cannon, on. Cannon, off. Shouldn't have anything. Oh, what are you doing? Rotor. Currently locked. Right, unlocked, right. You. Oh, God's sake, that's why. It's still tacked into the cannon reset because it was part of the old system. Cannon reset C01. That is what's doing it. Cannon lock light. Cannon lock light. Change that. On. Cannon off. Or is it cannon on rather? Rotor lock, there you go, it's messing with that. Controller, cannon resets. Cannon. reset. T01. Off. And off. Are you messing around with anything that you shouldn't be? That one. Right, I think we got to the bottom of this now. And unlock. On. Right, the light is on. The rotor is unlocked. Turn that off. Turn that on. Turn that on again. And then rotor. You are locked. You are turned off. You are unlocked. You are turned on. You are locked again. Right. The cannon system is off according to everything in here. Now switched on. Is now switched off. The lock light is back on. And the lock is on, and that is all doing what it should be. Right. Okay. Well, that was a frustrating first hour of the stream. Just debugging and working out things and removing stuff and replacing bits. I'm trying to make it all work again. Because sometimes space engineers get a bit stupid. Right, so that cannon rotor is now sitting at 1 degree. And reset. Hinge is going to be easier. Smack off. Reset. Rotor. Right. We've got an almost full complement of ammo. That's good. Right, now something else I did want to think about is drogues. Not drogues really, actual parachutes. Using them for their intended purpose. Because this thing has got booster packs. That sort of work. I'm still tempted to shove a few thrusters under there to give it some extra lift. And yeah, I don't want it to really be a flying mech. I just want it to be able to leap through the air and also not smash itself, because that angle is as close as I can get without really messing with the design. And it basically pushes it up really high, and then if you try and stop or whatever, your only option is to push further forward. You can kind of land safely, but you end up doing about 200 kilometers an hour. I'm thinking about some drogues, some parachutes somewhere. In all the places I might have put them, I've filled with something stupid. Filled it with rebuild. Don't know. I haven't got room to attach from there. Oh, that's something I could do with this space back here that I was thinking about with the lights before. How many blocks have we got? 1, 2, 3. We take 1. Two in there at least. Or maybe 2 sets of 4. So we did that, and that, cut them out. Good. Yeah, depressurized it, so what? Good, potentially. Why is that one triangular? Do that shape. Good, yeah. Oh no, because of the angle. Oh. That out either side. I wouldn't be able to get one there because of those thrusters being in the way. Ah, lame. Did that. What am I doing? I'm doing that shape. Did that, we've got a connector either side there. So I could effectively delete that connector. And then yeah, then I could put one of them either side because it needs a connector port back to that. Then I could stick a parachute there and there like that. And then I could dum 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 dum. Cover it up either like that or like that, and that looks a bit pants. I wanted to put it there, but I wouldn't have the room to do it the way I'd actually like. What if I use a different kind of triangle? Me. Do is we will colour it that colour. Put that there like that instead. Yeah, then we just need a block behind those chutes to cover that annoying gap. We will grab that block. You know what? Just give it a triangle. But I'll still pressure out just to two chutes. Realistically, that's a bit there. I'll get it there about carving holes in the armour. Yeah, it's what it is. Two parachutes though, piped into the system. We could do with at least two more somewhere at the front to kind of balance it out. Because I want to test what airdrops are like and how many chutes it will need to prevent it splattering on the floor. We got two there, we need some somewhere else near the front-ish. What's behind that? Not a lot. I slap one of them there. Oh. Oh dear, yeah, we can't have one there. That will not work. Because of the cockpit on this side. Damn. Oh well, that greebling can stay the way it is then. Got one up there, and then one down there, it'll tip back. as the parachutes drop. But if I stick them in here somewhere on this level, obviously realistically we want to come out the top, but that's probably not feasible. And there's a hole there and there. We could do something like that. How far down are they? They're there. So I would have to put them there to balance out. No, it wouldn't, because they're a block down. They're down here. So I would have to, in fact, put them a block lower. Like that. Which is then, of course... Oh no, it's not going to be blocked. If I put them like that and like that, when it power drops, it would tip back. No, it'd tip forward ever so slightly. Because it'd be that. What? We'll try it like that for now, because it's either that or it's a block further down with that covering it. And I kind of like the way that looks. Yeah, we'll do two of them there. Let's pipe them in. We can just do it real simple. That's... Let's look at what the room for that. So that's all the pipes in then. Somehow I don't think 4 parachutes is going to be enough. Depending. Ugh. If necessary, I could equip parachutes into the shoulders and the arms. Always an idea. Yeah, because with that armor pattern, they blend into that quite nicely. I mean, I could even get another set of them in there. That'll do for now, I reckon. Got 2 at the front, 2 at the back. There's really a way of getting it in that gap. As we are running out of space. I mean, I could actually get another 2 there. Just not have them pointing out the way I like. Yeah, right. Let's do something stupid. Let's pump some canvas to there. Going off. Where's all that canvas going? Something eating it. One, 2, 3, 4. Where's all the rest of it gone? Oh, it's because there's no room. It's only putting 1 in at a time. That's why. I wasn't putting in loads. I was putting in 1 piece at a time. Alright, parachutes. Auto deploy at 500 meters. Copy you. And then we are going to fly 500 meters up. That tire track's going weird. Whatever, it'll stop being weird in a minute, hopefully. Right, that's about 700 meters below me. Yeah, 500 meters. And that is slowing down to 18 meters a second, which is still pretty quick. That's going to be a bit of a rough landing. Yeah, that's a rough landing. So we need more parachutes. Let's try my arm idea, because I quite like that idea. Let's stick some in there. Dun, 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 dun. What are we doing? Let's just spawn ourselves onto canvas. And stick it in there. So, once again, fly 500 meters up, and give it another whirl. Yeah, that'll do. And that slows us down to 17 meters a second. It's still... Oh, they didn't launch. Oh, because I didn't set the auto deploy. You dumbass. Auto deploy height 500. Auto deploy on. Auto deploy 500 meters. Auto deploy on. Try it again. So we go. Higher than that. Yep, 600 meters. That'll do. Yeah. 14. Is a little better. Still not great. Slightly softer landing. But I reckon that maybe, yeah, I squeeze another 2 into this gap either side of there. So I can just delete that and have one of the universal ones. I wish we had a cross shape of these. Or one that looks like that. Fits in nicer. Anyway, that'll do for now. That there. Just work out which way around you want to be, please. There we go. Right, do that, do that, do that. Take some more. Alright, shoot. $500. Auto deploy. That's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. 500. Auto deploy. So we got 2 there. And I might actually just take that out. Take that out. That out. That out. Bum, 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 bum. Then we need more parachutes. So one of them like that, one of them like that. And then conveyor connections to pipe them all up. Well, that's connected there, isn't it? That's not. No, it's not, because I built those damn connectors for those hinges the wrong way around. I didn't think that did. Yeah, that has to be there. That has to be there. And then that there, there, that, and everything should be full. See that gap, and that's going to annoy me, so let's change that to that way around. That way around. Then you can't see that disgusting yellow conveyor port colour, because that yellow really annoys me. I get it that it indicates conveyor connections usually, but I hate it. Right, so that's got loads more parachutes now. Everyone's got a parachute. Let's see how many that needs to be able to perform airdrops. Oh, hang on. You know what? You drop to the floor. I need to set them correctly. So I forgot about that. 500 deploy. Auto deploy on. 500 auto deploy on. Right, that should be all the right things. Do this for spectators, it's easier to get up that high. About there. Yeah. Ah, that's the wrong button. No, it's not using the spectator because I can't actually do this properly. How fast are we going then? 11 meters a second, that's a lot better. That's about half what it was before. Yeah, we'll be pulling it slightly off centre because still pretty rough landing, but then again it is 180 something tons. Yeah, let's sneak 2 more parachutes into the back of these arms. Auto deploy, auto dampeners, stop it. Stick one in there. Stick one in there. $500. Auto deploy on. Auto deploy on. Oh, still a hole there when I was messing around earlier. Let's fill that back in. There we go. That's all of them. They're all set up correctly. Oh. Whatever. That's the one that just dropped from a severe height. I'll do this properly. Oh, 500. Let's put the other ones are all set up correctly. Right, I've been saved for a while, so let's do that. Copy. Let's go up here. And about there, we will drop that. And watch it fall. Ten meters a second. Ten meters a second is slightly better. But still not good enough. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 parachutes. Where might we squeeze some others? Oh, that hole's still there, because I fixed the wrong one. Where could we get some more parachutes? I don't want to attach them to the bottom because that's a separate grid. I want it to all dangle off the top part. In fact, it'll most likely be para-dropping in tank mode rather than mech mode. So we'll do it that way instead. Got 2 tucked back there. And we got 4 tucked back there, rather. We're in there. Perhaps we could indeed get some lower down around here somewhere. I reckon we could do just about. We'll be hitting the floor of that there. So, we moved it a block back. Be in the way of that connection. And the parachute anyway, so it doesn't really matter which way they're facing as long as they are connected to a conveyor port. So we'll just put them like that on either side. Let's see what that's like. Put that out. And then we will need that, and then we need dum parachute. I've gone past them. There they are. So we had 2 there. Two more there. Where the hell am I? Floor for some reason. There we go. Where have we got? That's why. Messing with the spectator mode settings. So in fact, we don't need one of them. We need one of the universal ones. And then we can put that there. That there. That there. And dun, dun. A line of them there. And that is all connected up. They are all full. Cool. 500 meters. Copy settings. Copy all but name. There you go. That's the quicker way of doing it. And let's cover them back over now, shall we? Shall we leave them silver? A little bit of that poking out. Or should we call those like that? Cool. Or should we make them that colour? Cover them up. That way around. Want the shiny on the inside, not the outside. Right, so that's another 4 parachutes. I want to get it down to a speed where it's not pinging off the floor when it lands. So, oh, there we go. There we go. Right, we're plummeting. We're at terminal velocity. Woo! Yeah, obviously it's going to do that because I've put a load at the front. I need to balance it out with another 4 on the back. But from almost terminal velocity to 8 meters a second is a hell of a lot better. Hell of a lot better. Right, so let's sneak another 4 of them in there. Right, because they are there, which is that level. Dun, dun, dun. So oh, they're a block up, so they're in line with those lights. Those lights are in line with that block. Oh, that's the wrong button. So, oh no, they are in line with that. I've gone a lot too high there. Yeah, so they're in line with that, rather. let's put them a second. So it's actually there and there. There and there. Pressing all the wrong buttons again. What I want is to there, to there. Yeah, so it's straightforward from there is there. Yeah, cool. Right, they are all in line. Then we need to think about conveyor ports for them. Dun 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 dun. So we'll cut that out. Place it with them. And then we will stick one of them there, one of them there. One of them, one of them, one of them in the middle, one of them, one of them, and a pair of them. Now they should all be connected up too. Office settings, paste. Yep, 500 and auto deploy. Then that hideous little gap is going to irritate me, so we will slap triangle across both of them. Right, cool. Do a little double check. We've got everything. Has got. Yeah, everything's got a parachute. Just a load of spares in the main container. Right. Again, who cares what angle it spawns on, because we want to see how it levels the thing out anyway. That's about 3/4 of a kilometre. Womp. And it... yeah, balances out, alright, it's down to 7. Still leaning back a little bit. So I might take 2 of them out the front. But it's power dropping alright. Might even just need more of them at the back. for now. It's an armor block that's the wrong colour anyway, so let's... I don't know why it's silver. It's probably not that way by mistake. Right, let's get in there. What we need to do is delete that and that. Then add one of them there and there, because I'm going to get wound up by it. So let's preempt that. Build that and that. And then another view. Oh, you're right, Deathlock. Cheers, man. Yeah, it's looking pretty good now. It's pretty functional as well. And I'm just messing around with a stupid idea I've had for making it airdrop capable, because why wouldn't you want to airdrop a giant robot mech tank thing into a battlefield? I'm just messing around with balancing out the parachutes. Because, like lots of things in Space Engineers, the physics has quite a drastic effect on block placement and things like that. And if you want something big and heavy to para-drop nicely, you have to kind of balance out all the parachutes that's in there. And I've lost count of how many are in here now. There's quite a few. So let's go up in the air, up and away. Go. Where are we? We are about, there we go, about 700 meters up. That'll do. And spawn. Relative dampen, see how fast we're going. There they all go, kicking in. Yeah, I think I might delete some of them. I think they're what's tipping it forward. But we are we're down from what was initially 18 meters a second to 7 meters a second. Which is a much nicer drop speed. Bouncing off the floor earlier. That's not too bad. I might need to up the strength on that hinge now a little bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm going to see though what it's like when I take that and that out of there. Because I want it to try and drop as level as possible. See what happens. Oop. There we go. Alright. Right, that seems to be a little bit more level without them there. yeah, it's not quite as slow as it was, obviously, because I've removed 2. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we might in fact actually just have the 2 at the front there. Which means that can go. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, I've deleted the wrong fucking thing. That wants to stay. That's feeding the cockpit with air. Need that one. It's that can go, and that can go. And that's piped back up. That can go back in there. And you can't delete them in the spectate mode. Really annoying. Right, so we do need a few more parachutes. Ooh. That's nice, the gap through that hydrogen tank. That block there wouldn't be any good, but that one there is alright. Let's try sticking one of that there. I'll do the same thing on this side. There you go, and that's full. Auto deploy. Ooh, actually. Right, there. Do 700 meters roughly up there. Going pretty fast. Parachutes kick in. Oh, there you go. That's looking nice and level. Oh, it's tilting forward a little bit. But it's better than tipping back like it was. Maybe I will put those 2 parachutes back in there and see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking fairly level. Oh, that's much nicer. That's much nicer. That parachute back. Damn it. Maybe I need to rebuild those again. Oh well, it's all a learning process. Right, put that one back wherever it was. There it is. Then we need there are them. There are them. And another pair of $500 and auto deploy. Right. One more test, hopefully. And that's need to do 700 meters. That'll do for now. Any second now, bang, they kick in, and it's tilting too far forward with that second set there. It's tipping too far back, so when it lands it's going to go boink a little bit. Whereas without that set, it was landing really nice and flat. Yeah. Meh. Yeah, smeg it. We will delete that. Boing. I wonder if there's a way you can weaponize that. Sure there is. Sure someone will figure it out. So you know what, we are going to remove that. We will just leave it at that for parachutes, I think. At least for now. I've been playing with parachutes for probably about an hour. Right, we'll do one more test on that to see what it was like. I'll stick it on a weird angle when it drops and see how it levels out. That's about 700 meters. Whee! Here we go, plummeting, ping, everything kicks in. I think it's leaning ever so slightly forward, but the best angle it's had so far. So it's looking like all the other things that it can do, it's also paradrop capable. Yeah, I'm pretty much happy with that for now. I pressed the wrong button. Right, I reckon this needs to be a tad stronger. 500, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, 25 million, that's completely wrong. 2, 1, 2, 3, there we go. 2.5 million. Right. Going on with my mouse, there we go. And also, these rotors could probably do with being a tad stronger. Where are they? Yeah, because that. Oh, yeah, that could do with being way stronger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make it 1,000,000. Because I want it to still provide like a sort of little bit of suspension as it's driving about. I don't want it to be completely rock solid. Oh, I wonder what was climbing. Yeah, so we've done a little bit of the interior screens, not much. Done like the basic kind of setup with weapons, ammo, and navigation at the moment. Although, do need to change. I need to take ammunition, canvas off the ammunition screen and do something else with it. But at the moment, it works really, really well. And we can drive up hills. I've got some speed limit settings on there. Yeah, beast our way up some hills. The only thing you have to bear in mind with the you listen to me as I build. Nice. To be honest, before I started doing streaming stuff, I just used to watch a lot of like Splitsy or Kanajashi or other well-known space engineers guys doing their streams while I was building. So yeah, swings and roundabouts. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the one downside of my manual turning and drive like subgrid system is you can't just hold drive like the forward button down and then turn left and right. I mean, you can turn left and right, but it'll stop the forward momentum. You have to remember to push forward again, so you kind of have to use each control separately rather than holding combinations of them. But it currently works pretty well. It can go up and down hills. Do them pretty well. Got a decent amount of strength in the wheels to get up hills and down hills. struggling a little bit here. Might be because of the wheel friction, but I've got controls on the toolbar for wheel friction as well. We can add more of that. Does make turning a little bit more tricky, but it means you can grip better. We turn that back down to 25. Yeah, 25%. It struggles a little bit with hills. Even with a high speed limit. We increase that a little bit to like 35. Yes, subgrid steering and thruster control should absolutely be a vanilla feature. I could not agree with you more. It drives me mad that we've had like a million billion updates and DLCs and things and bits and pieces, and that is still not a thing yet. It drives me mad. Because why shouldn't you be able to control them across subgrids? Like, people have worked out all sorts of scripts to do it. There's obviously a way to do it in-game. Just do it, please. There's plenty of things that were only possible by mods and scripts that are now vanilla parts of the game. So yeah, I do agree with you. Alright, and transform mode works pretty well as well now. Let's see how that works on some terrain. It's not too bad. Obviously, like all mechs and vehicles, they work better on flat ground. But he can... Yeah, subgrids and projectors, yeah, that's... Oop. Why did my parachute suddenly set off? Oh, am I at 500 meters above sea level? No, I'm not, but for some reason they deployed anyway. Interesting. Right, well, let's sort out these parachute hatches, because they all need names and tags, and it'll drive me mad if I don't do that. Just call it parachute C01. In fact, yeah, smeg it. Copy settings, copy all. Let's do this properly. RTX-440 because that is the name or the serial number of this mech, because I'm the kind of dork that gives all my mech serial numbers. I really wanted to make something transform, but holy cow, it hurts my brain trying to think of a design. Yeah. Trying to make transforming things that look cool and fit neatly and don't clang and explode is painful sometimes. Yeah, because I saw a while back, Kevlara or Kelvara, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. I saw he made like a fully transforming Optimus Prime thing. I'm not sure how functional it is as a mech, but like the transformation sequence on it looked amazing, and I couldn't even imagine where he began trying to figure out the sequence of how all that works, and I've not actually had a go of it yet. I've just seen his videos of it. I need to see what he did with the sequence, like whether he used event blocks or... Oh, is he a friend of yours? Sweet. Cool. Yeah, because I need to have a look at that Optimus Prime thing, and see how he's made it all transform. I want to know like how he's done his timers and events and things like that. Because it's all that kind of like mechanical programming in Space Engineers that I'm really into, rather than like scripting, because I'm no good at scripting. I haven't got the patience to learn it. Whereas working out the logic patterns with event blocks and timer blocks is way more my kind of thing. So that can be parachute hatch. FL01. Paste. FL02. Oh, is he German, is he? Oh, there you go. That'll explain his engineering mind and attention to detail. No, don't worry about it, man. I've got loads of German mates myself. I practically lived in Berlin for a summer or two, many years ago. Germany's a cool place. That can be FR01. That can be paste FR02. So that's those two. And then we had a bunch in the back here, which can be Bruce Lidley. I can't say I'm familiar with him or his builds. Because Space Engineers has been around for a long time now. I've been into it for maybe 3 or 4 years. No, it'll be more than that. Probably like 4, maybe 5 years. So, if it's any older than that, I'm probably not familiar with it. I got into Space Engineers around the time that it first popped up on the Xbox, because I used to play it on the Xbox a long time ago, before I moved on to PC gaming, or moved back to PC gaming again after a long time away from it. So that can be RL, who made a lot of bipedal mechs that were front page of the server years. Yeah, he's not been active for a few years though. Yeah, some people drift away from games. They lose interest, they change interest. I used to be super active in Elite Dangerous years ago. Used to be absolutely obsessed with being like combat fighting in that game, to the point where I built myself like a really like rudimentary homemade pilot seat with a flight stick and all that kind of jazz on it. And I haven't played it in a few years now. I'm completely out of touch with it because I got deeply obsessed into building mechs on Space Engineers. So you never know, maybe Bruce Littley's started playing Elite Dangerous instead. So that can be rear left 0, 1. That can be rear left 0, 2. That can be rear left 0, 3, and I'm going to do something to cover it up a little bit. Did I even change the name on that one? Yeah, I did. He was one of the first people in SE to make tank tracks with rotors. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, because I've seen those kind of tank track rotor designs and thought, holy god, how is that thing not exploded? Yeah, so if he's like the originator of that, yeah. And rotor weapons. Oh, you mean like, do you mean rotor weapons like rotor turrets, or rotor weapons like the Clang machine gun rotor things that I've seen, where they just pelt thousands of rotor heads at things and make your game crash because of all the physics objects? Oh yeah, the rotor machine gun things. Yeah, I've seen them. I have seen them, and I've seen the effect that they have on games. Because I've downloaded one and I've played with one myself, and my sim speed dropped drastically. So yeah, if that's one of his designs, yeah, I am vaguely familiar with who you're on about then. Right, to cover this nonsense up. What's that box? Another one of Build Vision's things that I'm not familiar with. Anyway. So I'll do something like that either side, and that covers it up. Oh, he was the guy that figured out super gridding, was he? That would make sense. He's the guy that's figured out all sorts of other crazy stuff. And then we've got these, haven't we? Large grid control seats. I'm not actually too familiar with how super gridding works. You mean like physically attaching small grid blocks to large grid blocks, or using the like small grid head on a large grid rotor, or vice versa trick? Because I've always seen the option in the game settings for allowing super gridding exploit, and I've never actually been too sure what it meant, and I've never actually taken the time to look into it. Anyway, that parachute hatch. Oh, to add attachment points between... yeah, again, that's a thing that I don't think should be an exploit or a game hack. I think that's a thing. Right, yeah, because I think that's a thing that should just be a thing. Right, I get you now. Yeah, because like I said, I came into Space Engineers about like halfway through its lifetime. It was already a well-established game by the time I got to it, so I'm not familiar with a lot of the original exploits and hacks and things that people did that later became part of the base game by the time I got around to it. That makes sense. Thank you for explaining that. Yeah, when it comes to grids and blocks and things, one thing I really wish there was a smaller, an even smaller grid size. I would love something so small that you could make like people-sized mechs rather than gigantic, massive mega robots. I mean, the gigantic, massive mega robots are cool, but I'd like to be able to make like really small mechs, basically. What are we going to call this on the parachute? Well, it's AL01 for arm left 01. Copy setting, copy all. Copy setting, paste AL02. Yeah, I struggle with building in large grid. Like, it's very different building things in large grid because everything's obviously it's much larger. And the blocks are actually gigantic when you're stood next to them. Like, the scale of a single large grid block is actually pretty ridiculous. Next to a character, like, it's like, yeah, that versus that is pretty insane. Like, what one, because one large grid block is 5 small grid blocks across. And if I had my way, we'd have an even smaller grid size. I would love to have an even smaller grid size to play with. To build tiny miniature things. Yeah, so it's 5 blocks across. Yeah. I'd like a smaller grid size to build with, to make tiny things. Just little machines, not even things you can climb inside. Just tiny robots. Right, so all those parachutes, are set to auto-deploy. Oh, I've not done those ones. I throw a rotor on a passenger seat for my cockpit allows more small compact builds. It looks for mainly. Yeah, well, I can see why hardcore, like, survival players wouldn't see the point in mechs. I'm absolutely not a hardcore survival player. I've got other survival games for when I want to do that kind of stuff. For me, Space Engineers is all about the building blocks and having a giant Lego set that I can mess around with. If I want survival games, I've got other stuff like Icarus and things like that for playing survival. But still have a building element to them. But Space Engineers is the only game I know of that has this kind of physics engine and building style. I haven't got any other games where I can make robots. Basically build dioramas and stare at them. Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, I treat it like a Lego set, model kit, thing, something like that. Oh yeah, what was it? There was still these parachutes here to sort out. We did 1, 2, 3, and then settings paste. That'll be rear left 0, 4. Yeah, I was a big Lego kid. Meccano Kinetics, I think, was another one. Like anything that you could build and make stuff with. I was always fascinated with as a kid. And when I was a teenager, and like all the sort of building block crafting games like Minecraft and Ark and whatever else, Kerbal Space Program, or when all that kind of stuff started appearing, I started playing that as well. And then, oddly enough, it was through the Elite Dangerous forums that I found out about Space Engineers, because people were talking about different space games and moaning about Elite Dangerous's physics engine, because it's basically an aerial combat physics engine rather than a proper space combat physics engine. And people kept bringing up Space Engineers, so I thought I'd give it a go. And within about a week, I didn't care about any of the space combat or any of that stuff. I was completely obsessed with just making cool stuff. Trying to build robots and trying to build spaceships that I like. And I didn't really care if they were functional or survival ready or whatever. But yeah, Space Engineers does make you use your brain. Like, you can knock together a flying brick in 5 minutes if you just need to get from A to B. But if you put the extra time in, you can make completely ridiculous over-the-top things. Like mechs and ridiculous bases and gigantic space stations. And yeah, I've not dumped as many hours into a game as this, other than maybe Elite Dangerous. And that's only because I'm really into like flight sims and space sims and stuff like that. But I'm also a massive dork for building games. Yeah, I'm on about 2,500 hours on Space Engineers on PC, and I know I put at least probably 1,000 hours into it on my Xbox before I switched over to PC. So I've probably put at least 3,000, 3,500 hours into the game, maybe. Which is quite a lot, and probably considerably more than a lot of other games I've played. Cheers, man. Yeah, once you've put a couple of thousand hours into a game, you do start to pick up like tricks and various little bits of knowledge that help you build better, play the game better. And yeah, I am quite proud of this one. It's looking pretty good now. And it works pretty well. I still need to work out some more of the jump pack stuff, because it's really heavy now. Oh, it's not even getting off the ground anymore now, it's full of ammo. Oh. Damn. It's super heavy now. That was totally working earlier, and it was launching it off the ground. But now, 4 hydrogen thrusters aren't even lifting it. Oh, damn. It's got a lot of weight in it now. Yeah, all those missiles don't help. Oh, there's a parachute hatch that I've not named there. What have I missed? Oh, that one. Oh yeah, no worries, man. To be honest, I've just gone past 3 hours again now. I usually do like 3-hour streams, so I can have a break every once in a while. So I'm probably going to wrap this up in a minute anyway. But yeah, man, cheers for dropping by again. It's always good to have a chat with people about mech stuff, space engineer stuff. There you go. Ah, oh, damn. So that is now too heavy for its jump pack. And its jump pack is now useless again. The canvases weigh 15 kilos each. Well, I'm gonna figure out. Yeah, man. See you later, dude. I'm gonna wrap this up here now, then. To be honest, and go make myself a cup of tea, and come back for another stream in about an hour, because I've still got time in the day. So yeah, that's got a parachute system now. We debugged some stuff, and did a hell of a lot more greebling. I did a lot more detail, a lot more bits and pieces to the colour scheme. I did a whole buttload of parachutes, so it can be para-dropped for comedy value, or for strategic value, depending how you look at it. Yeah, because those parachute tubes are all going to weigh a lot, aren't they? There's lots of them. So, next time, I am gonna have a think about how I can make the jump pack a little more effective. I might just need to stick a bunch of extra thrusters in the base of the tank like I've been thinking about. How I'm going to do that is a different question. But I will think about that next time, which will probably be in the next hour or so, maybe the next half hour. But yeah, cheers to everyone that stopped by and had a chat with me and watched the stream. I'll see you all later, and goodbye for now.